not airing on. Can you share
that?
What's up, everybody? It's Alicia and Derek from Unturned Pages. Jenny is not going to be on tonight. There was some unorganization at the Fan Expo that we went to yesterday. However, I had an absolute blast. Like, it was just amazing being able to say that I was like right in front of my favorite actors and actresses, and getting a signature, getting to speak with those that I've always loved for all these years. So I had a really good time. So thank you, Jenny, for inviting me. I had a great time with you and Bonnie. So we just had a little bit of technical difficulties. So that's why we're a little bit late. So we apologize in advance. So I am airing from my phone. So the camera is a little smaller for both of me and Derek to be on here. Hi, Jenny. Are you home yet? So first off, I want to start by thanking our sponsors. So thank you guys that are sponsoring us. It really helps, and we love each and every one of you. We just saw Willie when we were up in DeKalb. We went to DeKalb, me, Jenny, and Bonnie. And so we had to stop and say hi to Willie.
You got the entrance from
Time and again, Apothecary.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They were at the Obscura Paracon.
Oh yeah. They're local from DeKalb?
Yeah, they have a shop right across from Willie Atkins. And then down a couple shops is Sherry Potter. Oh, okay. And she was there at Obscura Paracon as well. She was doing tarot reading. So it's a little community right there that was at Obscura. And some of them are actually coming to the Dark Arts and Oddities Expo, and they'll be vending there. I know Time and Again for sure is. I don't know about Sherry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenny, I had so much fun. Even though it was like so crazy. It was so many people. I've never seen that many people in one spot. It was literally asses to elbows, and I just remember having to shuffle just to get from one spot to another, and sometimes darting across. It was a madhouse. And then that line for Jake Connolly from Stranger Things, Dipshit Derek or Delightful Derek. Like, I waited in line for an hour and a half. Mel Gibson's line, guys, and Kurt Russell, they had like 15 lines just for them for like autographs and getting photo ops with them too. Sherry will be at Dark Arts and Oddities, she said. So she'll be doing tarot readings again.
Cool.
And of course, Jenny, I was like, you are never going to wash that shirt again, because Jared hugged her and they got that photo op together. And then she met the Hocus Pocus cast, got a picture with them today. I'm jealous. But so tonight we have, it's not about us anyway. Tonight is about Tay Ham. She is from Texas, and she does Tay's Paranormal Archives on TikTok, Tay Ham Paranormal on Facebook. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our guest.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
can you hear
Tay.
us now? Are we good?
Yes, I can hear you without technical difficulties now.
Awesome. So how's your day going? How's life? How's exploring? How's the and all the adventures?
It's pretty busy. September is usually when things like start to ramp up. So this summer we've been investigating like here and there. It's so hot. I don't know what temperature it is up there for you guys, but I mean it's too hot to go to some of these locations sometimes down here right now. So summer's sporadic for us.
It's humid. Oh my God, the humidity is.
Yeah, the humidity all down.
Yeah. And it's gonna be the hottest week this week. So there's just a little lull, but it's nice to have a lull because, spring and fall, it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I agree. And you definitely have to like think about like, are you going to be able to like make it through and like actually be able to enjoy and be in these places if it's like 110 degrees when you're going to be there for 8 hours or longer, or if you have people that are joining you on an investigation, think about, okay, is it going to be worth it for them? And are they going to enjoy it as well?
Yeah, I want to do like a podcast that talks about weather and ghost hunting. You know what I mean? Because they kind of collide because throughout the entire year, doesn't matter if you're investigating somewhere in the wintertime, in the fall, in the summer, you're dealing either with snow, you're going to deal with sleet, you're going to deal with hot and humid with snow, AC, you're going to deal with in the wintertime, no heat. So it kind of affects people, right, in different ways. And
it does.
It's kind of a cool thing to talk about with people, and do like a roundtable kind of about like how does the weather affect you, or even in the environment, because storms can spike up energy and all that stuff. It'd be kind of an interesting conversation.
I think, with like thunderstorms and raining and everything, I feel like it amps up some energy for sure in some of these locations. Heat and cold, I haven't delved into that. That's a really interesting discussion there. Yeah.
Well, I can say, if you think about it, there could be that condensation in the air, and could you possibly see something visibly with your own eyes?
Yeah.
Like fog, like if there's a dense fog, you can see stuff moving through a dense fog. So could that possibly be something that would happen in a haunted location too, you think?
Well, and I'm wondering about places like Galveston where the humidity is, really full, and even like Louisiana and stuff. I wonder, since it's so humid year round at these places, I wonder if you're right that things manifest more where you can see them, and I wonder if that has anything to do with it. It's James.
What up, James?
So what have you been up to since we last seen you? When was the last time that we seen you?
Who's on the battleship? That was super fun though. I really hope we get to do that again. Cause did y'all go to the first one, or was that your first time?
That was our first
That
one.
was first time. Okay, isn't it cool?
Yeah, we had a blast. It was awesome.
We popped our Terry.
Yeah.
I did too the year before. Katie helped me with that. But yeah, no, it's such a cool place. But so far over. I know it's over, east for y'all too. But yeah, it just feels like some of these places take so long to get to.
And to like navigate through the ship, I didn't think I was going to be able to. I ended up doing it, and I'm glad that I was able to do it because when you go down in there and you see all the different parts of the ship, man, it's freaking awesome.
And it feels different. Like when you're down and it's tight quarters, like just the atmosphere is heavy and overwhelming. It's kind of like claustrophobic, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like when we were going down that long chute, when I was going down that long death hole, whatever they call it, at Waverly Hills, and you're going down, and that thing's like a half mile under the ground. I couldn't make it. I couldn't do it. I got sick, and
yeah,
it's wild.
So I know we were all kind of split up, and some of us were doing our own thing on the battleship. What kind of things did you experience anything while you were on the USS North Carolina battleship?
So I didn't experience like any physical like noises or something, but there was a moment on like the deck, the front part of the ship. I wish I knew stern or bow, but the front, there was just this overwhelming feeling of loneliness that just came over me. And I'm there, I'm with my friends, we're having a great time. I'm like, I'm not lonely. And it was just, I don't know. I think that there's definitely some energy impressions that are on that ship. And there was just a lot of people. I was kind of bouncing around between groups. So I didn't really sit and focus, but I did notice just some feelings. And, down in the infirmary and all that, there was just some heaviness down there. And that's what I experienced most on the battleship, both years, actually. It was just specific feelings in specific places.
Yeah.
And
It's like you were probably picking up on sailors and the feeling of some of them not making it home, and what they saw was the last thing that they saw.
Yeah.
Too dark, because it's so dark inside that ship, and then you're at war trying to fight and save the country, and then the torpedo hit, the hand attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did y'all go down to that room where the torpedo hit?
Yeah.
I didn't go down this year, yeah, but it's cool. It's just an interesting feeling.
Why is Derek so far away? Is he gassy? No. It's because she's on her phone, and so it's like really like this.
Yeah, we have technical difficulties, so we're cramming right now.
Yeah, we had to improvise and use our phone, but nope, not gassy today. I was earlier. And then James, he goes, say, what am I late for? Oh, I was sore too. How about you, Tay? Was you sore the day after, or
what? I'm sorry.
Was you sore the day after all that? I mean, I was.
Yes, I strategically went the day of and practiced the up and downs, and I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I went all the way to the top immediately, and then I kind of got that over with. But the ups and downs, like, my gosh, like, yeah, definitely sore.
Oh, yeah. So now you do TikTok and you do all these reels and stuff like that, and I love watching them because you kind of throw comedy in there with the whole thing that you do, and I love it. You tell people, like, I guess I had a question, but I lost track of what I was talking about. Like, what's your main focus on, like, when you're doing your investigations and, like, broadcasting yourself on TikTok?
So when I film like the funny TikToks and reels, I do those usually like before the investigation started. I come in knowing exactly the idea that I want to do, and I film it, and sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's just business, get it out of the way. But I definitely do that beforehand. I like to get to places early. I like to acclimate to the location anyways. So I just kind of make a TikTok, like, why not? And then on the investigation, I really like making sure everybody gets to do what they wanted to do. I try to listen like, oh, I didn't go to this room last time. I'm like, we're doing that room for you this time. I just want to make sure everybody has the experience that they want to have, whether it's, paranormal activities happening. I just want to make sure they have the chance. So I'm very focused on the group as a whole and just making sure we get the most out of it. Because I think I deal with a lot of people that are new to the paranormal world. I feel like veteran investigators are more my friends. And then the people that I lead through groups, they're very new to the world. They don't know what, I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but they don't know what they don't know. And I'm usually the person to, guide them through. So it's interesting because a lot of investigating groups, you just deal with each other. You deal with other investigating groups, and I'm trying to be that bridge to the normies so they can come on board.
Yeah, so we all have our home base where we like to quite frequently, throughout the year, 2, 3, maybe 4 times a year. Do you have a place that you would call home or that you visit more than once a year?
Absolutely. It's Hill House Manor in Gainesville, Texas. That was my very first haunted house that I'd ever been to for a ghost hunt. And it was pretty active that first night. There was just noises everywhere. And I've fallen in love with the history and the spirits and just the energy surrounding the house. And so I've looked into a lot of history. I feel like we've connected with very specific people from events like the Great Hanging of Gainesville. I feel like some of those men that perished in that are at the house that is like less than 0.5 miles away. So that one I go to, I would say at least like 5 times a year. Like, I just love it. Sometimes, like, for my birthday this year, like on my birthday, I booked it just for myself. And I just went and did it by myself. And I made it till like past midnight. And I was like, okay, I'm bored and tired. But, it's just it's like a comfort location. And that's my favorite for sure, just because of the activity that I get there.
Yeah, that's a good word, comfort location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Southern comfort.
Yeah, it is.
So, doing public investigations, are you working with the owners of the locations to make these public investigations happen? Or do you say, hey, so-and-so, I'm doing this. Do you guys want to join us and like split the cost and do that? And then the money goes back to the location?
So it started as I really wanted to get my foot in the door of investigating, and I didn't know exactly who to talk to. So I was going with different groups around the DFW area, and it started as like splitting the cost, investigating, splitting equipment, sharing, and then I'm a very precocious person, so I got to know the owners of a lot of these places, and I love talking to the owners of haunted locations. I've never met an owner that wasn't interesting. You know what I mean? Like, they bought a haunted location for a reason. So I have made it a point to make relationships with these owners because I want to bring people into the world. And so that ended up being, I have a growing list of locations that I have contracts with where I can book on behalf of people trying to book. But otherwise, I still with friends, we just like split the cost, and the public like group events, those are just kind of me booking, and then, the money I just usually break even, and that's great. That's all I need. But it did start with just kind of hopping around, and now I just couldn't help it. Every location owner has just been so interesting and knowledgeable about the area and the location. So I've just made it a point to network in that way, and it's really helped out because now I do have those contracts, and it's a growing list in Texas of places that I can book for you.
So I see LLC is slapped on that. So what does that mean for you?
So that was just a really proud moment. It's just, a protection and a professionalism. and it just allows me to protect my name, and I have insurance and all the fun things. And yeah, it was just, but it was like a transition moment where I was like, okay, this is turning into a business, and I like that, a lighthearted paranormal business. So I was really proud, owning my LLC, and then the contracts, and I've got my own waivers, that I have people sign. So yeah, it's going.
That's awesome. So it's just like they're double protected, like
Mhm.
with you, because the locations, they have their own insurance, and then you have your own insurance. And a
Yeah,
lot of are,
it just protects it, like me from being sued. They're suing Today's Paranormal Archives. If they not have been sued, but if it were to ever happen, it's just a protection. And yeah.
For sure. Jenny did have one question. She said, "What were your thoughts about the Cabin 360?"
Yes. So we didn't spend much time in the cabin. I brought my friend Melanie, and we spent most of our time in that surrounding battlefield. So it's like a wooded area, and Melanie and Jenny and we walked into the wooded area, and we were all like, quiet and lights off, and we were seeing movement, like things between the trees. We heard noises that just didn't sound like animals in the night. We heard like whispering. I mean, it was very bizarre. And that's where the Battle of Bethesda took place. And it was just like a battle in the Civil War. And so, things actually happened. Blood was shed on that land. And the cabin itself, being there, it was just a cool little like headquarters place. But I wish I had investigated more of the cabin, because the owner had some really good stories about things happening inside the cabin, like shadow figures, like full on shadow figures standing over him and things like that. But I want to go back. I really do, because I was fascinated by the wooded area right there on the land. And of course, the next door house, there was a murder that happened there. And it is such a creepy feeling in that house. I forgot. I think she was like 12 or 13. She was murdered in the house. And it just, there's an off eerie feeling in that house for sure.
In the house?
Do what?
Did you get to go in the house then?
Yes, yeah, it's on the property. So when you book Cabin on 360, you have access to the cabin, the wooded area, and that house next door, just to investigate all night.
Wild, because I've never investigated somewhere where somebody's been murdered before.
Yeah.
Man, that would be crazy.
It was, I don't know how to describe it, because I don't know if there was like a bad entity there, but just the feeling was just really bad and heavy.
Yeah, because I watch murder shows all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear about it, like our last one was Muscatine, where he pretty much a gentleman murdered, not even a gentleman, but a crazy nut case, killed his family in the house, right? And so, like, you think about, are those people still there? And like, just the fact that something that horrific took place, like, I don't know if I would go into something like that knowing what happened, on the fear of, like, could this happen in real life? If someone's taking this house out or what? Do you ever get those feelings when you go into places that are more of the malevolent side? Like, do you ever get kind of freaked out?
That's how I felt in that house. Yeah, absolutely. It was just the energy of what happened, I feel like was just lingering. But yeah.
Do you think that the bloodshed that was spilled on the land, do you think that the spirits of those that died during that battle, do you think that energy affected the cabin on 360 being built there, and the house where that girl was murdered at?
That's a tough question, because I don't know if it was a conscious haunting of the soldiers. I don't want to say it was for sure residual activity only, but it felt residual. And then with the cabin being built, it was built like in the 1980s. And then the house, I believe, was built a few years before that. I just don't know the exact date. But I don't know that there's a connection. But because it was like a family murder, it was like her stepbrother, I believe, is who murdered her. So I don't think it's like an Amityville, voices were talking to him kind of thing. I think it just was situational. But I do wonder if there was just all the darkness on the whole land, the land and the house, like if that's just amplified each other, it like bounces off each other, whether or not it helped cause it. I think, yeah, it definitely could, just because when you arrive and you get out of your car, it's just an eerie feeling. You just kind of know, like, this is probably haunted.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it, like in my life, like somebody negative walked through your front door, and then all of a sudden a chain of events, like people's attitudes and stuff change after they leave, unless I do the cleansing before. I usually do cleansings before somebody enters my house and leaves.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, I cleanse like sporadically through my house, but I like that, like immediately after they leave, just kind of cleanse out that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
So the battle, you said it was the Battle of Bethesda?
Yes. I wish I had all my notes right in front of me, but I mean, it was just a run-of-the-mill Civil War battle, but with Robert E. Lee and Ulysses S. Grant. But I don't remember the exact number of men that died there, but it was a substantial amount. Like, it was a real battle that happened there, and there was actual bloodshed, and yeah, I don't know if it would have affected the surrounding area or if it just would stay right there.
But there's like shells and stuff in the ground still, like casings and stuff in the battle.
Well, and he's got a collection of things that he's found on the property inside the cabin on display.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was just asking because I know, like, on Reels and stuff, you like to talk about the history and stuff. And love history. So asking some questions of the history of the battle, because I don't know about that battle.
It's so it's actually not funny story. It was an interesting battle because they were just as they were progressing, they were just avoiding each other until they couldn't anymore. They were just outmaneuvering. And I do have a reel that's outlines the entire battle, just the part of the land that we were on, and that's on my page as well. But it's longer than the funny 11-second reels, but it has a good explanation of basically what happened and why I think it's probably haunted there.
Since I'm not able to share the reel since I'm on my phone, the one you sent me about the history of the would you be able to pull that up on share screen?
I don't think so. I'm on a laptop with it's somebody else's laptop, so it's none of my logins. But I mean, they're all right there on my page. The one I had sent you was specifically in Jacksonville. That was the Bolton Street house, and that one's very cool. And then the other one was just a funny one.
So can you tell us about the history of the Bolton house, since we are unable to pull up that reel if nobody has a second to go check it out?
Yes. So that one I don't have a contract with, but I've been there several times, and I've investigated and had plenty of experiences. But the Bolton family basically were some of the founders of Jacksonville, Texas, and it's on Bolton Street, and they have other named streets that are the names of the Boltons, like Canada Street is nearby. Canada Bolton was the father figurehead. And that house, I can't tell you exactly why it's haunted, who it's haunted by, but it's just been through so much. It's been through the Bolton family. It's been through some abandonment. and neglect. And then I don't know who had it right before it was purchased, but it's owned now by Becky Vickers, and she does a great job. She has security cameras out, and she catches all kinds of like dolls moving, cat balls being literally flicked, and candlesticks falling over, all from the security cameras. Like she's not even there, and it'll just happen. So I haven't investigated too much into who's haunting that house. All I know is there's activity. There's several different intelligent entities there. People think, it's some of the kids. I can't say if it's any of the Boltons themselves, but it's just a very, very interesting house. Jacksonville has kind of a interesting history, as well as, deep in the Texas South, the Confederate South. There's a lot of like racism and intolerance back in our history, and those areas, those small town areas, were big towns, and that's where a lot of the history happened. But Jacksonville is just, it was great, and they have the annual Tomato Fest. They're the tomato capital of the world, and I did attend that this year, and it was cute. It was very cute. So I suggest doing that and staying at the Bolton house.
I love tomatoes. Like that's one of the things that I grow every year in my garden.
Oh,
So
they did so much things. Like they had a tomato eating contest where you could only use your teeth, and it had to be like pretty. It was weird.
Oh wow!
sign me up.
Yeah. Very cool. It was in the super heat of the summer. It was like in the middle of June. But we did it. Me and my friend, we survived. It was very hot, but it was very fun. And obviously, I love the Bolton Street house. That's like my biggest draw to Jacksonville.
That sounds awesome. Just watch videos on it.
Yeah, it's cool.
How long have you been in the paranormal field? Like, did you have experiences growing up, and how did you get to where you are today? Like, how did it all begin for you?
So I never had experiences until I was like in my late teens. But Ghost Hunters came out in like 2004 or 2005. That I watched that with my dad all the time. I fell in love, and I was like, you can do that? You can just go investigate? Like I didn't understand. I didn't know. I was like 14 at that time. And yeah, I just fell in love. And so I was just always interested in the paranormal, but I didn't know I could ever be a part of it until, I'm 35. So I just started like a few years ago, actually really investigating with equipment, with fellow investigators, putting things online. So, it's only been a few years as far as like professional investigating goes, but lifelong interest for sure.
So you just said everything about me.
Oh no. Same story.
Yes, my dad was the one that had cats on TV in the first house. Well, the house that we rented like 2 blocks from where I bought a house today, and I was so interested in it. And then I had some experiences, and then it just put 2 and 2 together. But it was me and my dad, and we're you're younger than you, probably not even you're younger, like so many months. And
like, oh my God.
Shut up.
Oh, that's wild. Who's your favorite Tops member?
Jason. Sorry.
Did you get this little t-shirt, the Save the Conjuring t-shirt?
I love that. I need to get one.
Yeah.
It's cute. I supported. No, I liked Steve and Dave. They were my duo. I enjoyed them. Have y'all met any of them? Like at a Paracon? Have y'all met any of the Tops members at Paracons?
Yeah. I like Steve too. Steve's cool.
He's cool. He's cute. He's cool. I met him and Dave though. They were very nice, very just chill and talking to everybody for, extended amount of time. Like they talked to every fan. So it was,
Who was the girl that did with Adam Berry?
Amy Bruni?
Yeah, wasn't she on tap too back in the day?
I don't.
No, she was later on.
Right, but she was still on tap.
Not tap.
Ghost,
Oh yeah. She was Ghost Hunters, and Chris Williams was pretty OG, and Dustin Perry, he's great. He's the nicest person I think I've ever met in my life. Dustin Perry. Plug
Yeah,
that.
and he was so funny, like just so cool, and just like people person, you know. And
yeah, when I met him at the battle on the day before the ship, I go up to him and I thought,
he didn't even know who he was.
I didn't even know who he was. I was like, and then I knew who he was, but I didn't know because, whatever. And I didn't put two and two together. And I just walked right up to him and I just started chatting with him like I knew him for freaking 30 years. And
he is. He'll just talk to you like that.
It was awesome. And I'm like, what? When they told me, and I'm like, no way, what the hell?
Those little rooms that you had to like climb up into. I think it was the turret room. Like they were like on the deck, and you had to like climb up a ladder and go in. I was just sitting in there by myself because I like being by myself. Ooh. But I was investigating. I was just kind of chilling, and lo and behold, who comes up the stair, up the little ladder? it's Justin. So we sat in there and we chatted for a little bit. But he's just so nice and down to earth and cool. But it was just funny. That's why I like events like that, because you do mingle with so many different people.
Yeah.
And that's just like when I met you at Broadhead Manor.
Yeah. We clicked.
I was gonna say that you took the words right out of my mouth. We're talking like we've been best friends for years. Like,
yeah. And I was so alone there. I didn't know a single person except Katie McVeigh. I was like, she's the only one I know. I drove myself from Texas to, what was that, Wyoming? What state was that? Wisconsin?
Broadhead, Wisconsin, yeah.
Yeah. So I drove myself up to Wisconsin, and then that was like my first thing I did as like purple shirt Taylor. So that was a fun thing. So I'm glad I met you there, and obviously, I met a few other people. That was fun.
Yeah, so definitely like.
Did we meet up around there too?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's when we first met.
The events are great too.
And Tom.
Yeah.
I remember Tom.
Been friends with in social media for so long, and finally meet or paranormal celebrities, too, and meeting new people from other teams that you've never met before.
Yeah.
Because like we do all these podcasts and we talk to different people and we bring them on, and then when you finally get to meet them in person, it's like, I hope I don't forget your name.
It's different, but it's so much fun. I love meeting different investigators from different parts of America. Like I just went to Louisiana, and I'd never been there. I've never been to Louisiana, but I met like half of Louisiana spirits there. So I just love meeting new people.
Yeah, that's what I love too. And sorry, I'm being distracted. But yeah, I love meeting new people, and that's why I like doing this as well. And going out to Paragon and different things. I mean, you meet all kinds of crews in this life.
Yeah, you're outgoing.
Ghost hunters and people like ghost writers and people like everybody's just so smart and so nice and intelligent and everything that they do. So, like I try to just take it all in,
Yeah. And you learn things. Like you're never gonna expect what you learn from these people. But I learned something from basically everybody I've met. Shelly and Blake from EVP. I've learned a lot of random things just from watching them be at Paracons, and just seeing what they do. I'm like, I like that idea. I'm gonna do that.
Happy birthday again, Shelly. I want to go back and play on celebrities because I got to meet celebrities yesterday, and they were talking about celebrities at Paracon, rising shows and whatnot. If you could have any celebrity, actor, actress, voice actor, comedian, who would you want to investigate with and where? Why?
Oh man. Do they have to be paranormal related?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Jack Black.
Oh yeah.
Take Jack Black to a haunted house. I don't know where. It wouldn't matter. You got this personality. Yeah. I just want to see how somebody like that would react if something did happen, if there was a noise, or if equipment started going off. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Literally.
About it.
Do what?
Go today.
Yeah, that's my choice for sure. For no reason other than it'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I think mine's still Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh yeah. Fluffy. Yeah, that's what he goes by.
I would definitely want a comedian to come with me too, because
Okay, good.
we like to have fun, too.
Yeah.
And have a comedian with that would be
Who is your
so much
comedian?
fun.
Who would you choose?
I wanted Gabriel Iglesias too.
You know what? You should just message him and see what he says. What if he does? What if he's like, that sounds fun? I would. Just why not?
I think he would do
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, he had a ghost experience.
Yeah.
Kalani's freaking awesome. It was pretty cool meeting him, dude, I would love to meet Project Fear Crew.
Oh yeah.
Have you met,
Edinburgh, yeah.
it. Have you met them? My brain's moving.
you hear me?
Yes.
Have you met the Fear group yet at all during your paracons and going out to different places? Have you ran into them at all?
Had ran into who?
Project Fear, like Dakota and Kelsey and them?
No, but it's ringing a bell. I don't think I've met them like face to face, but I've seen around.
Yeah, they're freaking awesome. They got like their YouTube. They were on Destination Fear on Discovery Plus and stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Have you never heard of them?
I've heard of them. It's ringing a bell. I've never met them or seen them like face to face.
Yeah, you totally got to check them out. They're awesome.
I will, yeah. I don't consume a lot of the paranormal content. It's hard. There's so much now.
Yeah,
But
there is.
I try.
We met a couple of a group of a duo at Pinemont Manor a couple of years ago, and they got this YouTube show called Fright Night
Ooh.
with Fright Night, and man, dude, they come out with some pretty cool content on their YouTube. Like they go to different places and stuff, and they're kind of they're pretty decent. Like I like watching everybody, all of them when I can.
Yeah. I have a kid that's like really young, so it's like we're watching what he wants to watch. So I have to wait till after hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darren says Jack Black in Edinburgh. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Jack Black anywhere. I think he could make any place lively.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to ask you, because everybody starts somewhere, going into like paranormal investigations, and we found our way. What's your advice for somebody who wants to start investigating? Like how to go on an investigation, like who to get a hold of, like what equipment, like anybody that they should reach out to.
Well, if you're in Texas, but my advice is to look at your local like Facebook pages. I post things on TikTok, and people will comment and be like, oh, I had no idea this was happening, like a ghost hunt or something. And, it's usually after the date, but it still gets around. And I've had people message me that they've not really been on a true ghost hunt. And I would just suggest just looking around, because what I did, I may not suggest. I looked at Hill House Manor was the chosen. I was like, that's where I'm going to go to. And I looked at their calendar and I looked up online. I looked at who booked what night, and I would look up those people because it would be like their group name. And I found one of them, and it ended up just being this one man who I love now. He's great, but I joined him on an investigation at Hill House Manor just from looking at the calendar. I don't recommend meeting a stranger in a haunted location like that, but you know, that's just one way to see who's actually investigating. And I just messaged him. I messaged a couple of other people on Facebook, which is like, hey, can I join you? I'm new to this. Can I join you? And you know, most people, like, they're gonna say no if it's like, you know, like a private investigation, but most people are like, yeah, come along, why not? Especially just, you know, be ready to spend like 20 or 30 bucks just to cover your cost. But I just ask. Yeah.
Sure. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these locations, they do tours, and a lot of them, they have a pegboard or somewhere where people leave their business cards at too. Yeah. So that's a spot where they can look.
Yeah.
And get their foot in the door that way as well. You know?
Well, and that's also kind of where I came in with Texas locations. And I was like, a lot of these people, this was before I was even planning on booking for people. I would get so many messages of, how do I book this place? And I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, you Google it. That's what I did, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, oh, you can pay me to book it for you. But you know what I mean? Like it's so easy, but people don't know where to look. They don't know what's the correct information, you know? So, yeah.
So what should people look up on Facebook?
So,
look on Facebook for events or people that do paranormal investigations if they don't know it.
So at least in the Texas DFW area, we have like a group, it's Facebook groups, and it's like, I forget the exact name, but it's like DFW paranormal yada yada. So if you just look up your location, paranormal or ghost hunt, like there's bound to be like groups, and people are posting upcoming ghost hunts in there. And that's where I found things that I didn't even know about. And, you know, and yeah, that's where I would suggest just like looking and watching people investigate on Facebook. But yeah.
That is a great answer.
Yeah. And especially if you're in Hayes area.
Yeah.
Definitely get a hold of her.
Yeah. I know a lot of spots in Texas.
So what events have you had this year so far? Public, private, what do you have coming up for the rest of the year?
So I have taken a few people through Hill House Manor in private investigations. Obviously there was booze on the battleship. That was just awesome. Old Park Hotel is coming up for me in October. It's that 10th through 11th. The 11th is a Monday, but it's Columbus Day, so everybody should be off work. So Old Park Hotel is in Ballinger, Texas, a little west, but that's my next big one. It's a very, very cool place, very active place. They have security cameras. They post on Facebook, you know, things that happen there when people aren't there. And they also have a Patreon where you can watch the live feed like 24/7. So I am doing that in October. I've got Yorktown Memorial Hospital. I'm collaborating with another group, and that's down around San Antonio, and that's going to be New Year's Eve. So those are the big ones, but I kind of just on a whim will book a place and then just start promoting it. Like I'm like itching to go back to like Bolton Street House, so I'm probably going to just book that. She's got a Halloween event going on, and Dr. Parkenstein will be there. He was there last year as well. So there's a lot of little things going on all over Texas. And those are my main ones. But if you look on my Facebook page, I've got a whole list of everything upcoming, and I keep it very updated. It's just pinned to the top.
So do you have any spots left for with a Yorktown Hospital or?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I don't know the exact number for Yorktown because somebody else is controlling that. Old Park Hotel, I've don't remember the limit. I think it might be around 10, but there's a few spots left there. And yeah, there's definitely, we're still filling those spots.
So how much is it for a spot for Yorktown Hospital, and how much is it for the Old Park Hotel?
So Old Park Hotel, I made it $6 or $66.60 because 666. I don't know. I thought I was being silly, but the Yorktown, I believe, is $80. And you'll book through their website, but it's on my page, the link and everything.
And how long is that for?
So those are the Old Park Hotel is all night. We're kicked out at like 9 a.m. And Yorktown, I believe, man, I wish I had it all right in front of me, but it's an overnight, at least 1 a.m. I know that much.
Yeah,
I think it's 4 a.m.
To go to Yorktown. I mean, just the stories that I hear about that place, I want to go.
Yeah.
In the brain tonight.
No, but Darren had a question here.
Yeah, Darren wanted to know, do you feel anything by Waco, Texas, by the compound?
I try to get through Waco as quickly as possible, just because. But no, I haven't really investigated in Waco. I'm broadening my horizons. I'm going a little east, a little west, and now we're working on South. Yorktown Memorial is coming up in Yorktown. So Waco, if you know some places I should check out in Waco, Darren, definitely message me because I'll go. It's like 3 hours away. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So what's going on by the compound?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's going on, Darren?
Darren, do tell. That's what we want to know. Should she be looking up? Where should she go?
Yeah, I didn't know Waco was. I mean, it's fine. It's not bad. It's just I didn't think there was actually places there that you can investigate. Like, so that would be cool.
What's the furthest that you've traveled for your paranormal investigation?
Probably Virginia. That cabin on 360. It's Virginia or Wisconsin. Virginia's got to be longer. Yeah. That was the longest. And it was me and my friend, and we drove straight. We took like one overnight, but we drove. That was right before it was on the battleship. It was like the night before.
Yeah.
I was going to ask for, if you were to give advice to somebody traveling for a far distant away investigation, what's a good way to keep yourself alive until the investigation?
Energy
and
Oh my gosh. Well, I know every good coffee place, from here to there. No, but definitely coffee, slapping your face a little and taking breaks. Just stop for the night. I don't know. And we had 2 people. And I am not opposed to sleeping in the car. We've done that. We actually did that on the battlefield. We slept in the car so we could have like the windows down because we didn't have like camping gear. But yeah, so just take care of yourself. Water and sleep.
So Darren said with David Forrest thing about compound.
I don't know. I fil silly now. We're
gonna get into this after we're done with the podcast today. Or method K.
Yeah, because I'm interested.
Yeah, he has a podcast too. Darren, are you still running your podcast? Bring Faye on.
Oh yeah. Is he from up Causeway? Y'all are like Quad City, right?
Yeah.
Area.
Yeah. I believe Darren's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Darren's out of Wisconsin. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's always so interesting to talk to y'all because it's so different. Just cause it's just different. And just like in North Carolina, it was different.
Yeah. Yeah, I love North Carolina.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So do you have a favorite piece of equipment and why?
That's a great question because I'm skeptical of a lot of things. And I would say the SB7 Spirit Box. And I am pretty good about taking away confirmation bias because I am pretty skeptical. But some of the things we've caught on SB7 Spirit Box is like one, it's cuss words that you can't say on the radio. So it's like, where is this coming from? And it's so clear. And two, in Hill House Manor specifically, I have caught so many voices repeatedly over like a 6-month period. And it's the same voice. And I have a YouTube video, actually. It's called Voices of Hill House Manor, where I play them and like I group them together because it's from like 6 months of investigating. And I just find it so fascinating, and it's not irrefutable, but it's compelling to me because I'm like, that's the same voice over and over at Hill House Manor, no matter what night it is. But then, you get the apps. Like, I don't want to talk ill on anyone's project, but like the apps with the word banks that, spit out words, to me, that's just so much less verifiable because it is a word bank. And I have timed one of them in particular, and it did spit out a word every 30 seconds or 60 seconds, but it was on the mark every 30 or 60. And I was like, and it put words in between as well. So I believe they're being used for good cause. It's just not, I can't believe it easily through the apps and stuff.
Do you feel like those apps, some of them are taking words that we have texted, Googled, and whatnot, and thrown them in there? Because, like, I feel like some things are like, that's referring to like something that I have typed in the past or whatnot, a name.
Yeah, that's interesting because I do feel like they take your geographical location. If they see that you're in a graveyard, maybe it'll spit out more. I don't know the science behind that. I can't infer that, but that brings a whole nother topic of, does your phone read your mind? And are brain waves readable, to an extent? So because I don't want to get into all that, but it brings up more topics, more questions. Just
down a rabbit hole with that.
I think it's just algorithm, and but dude, if you ever like have a chance to get a new SB7, you should check out the Hex Box. It's the little green and black one. You can get it on ghosthuntersequipment.com. They're like $80. Right. They got a built-in reverb, and they got a channel hop mode. So what I like to do is I'll do channel hop mode, which you just press the mode button once, and then you put the reverb up to like 5, and you can do however you want, reverse. You can pick your different speeds. It's just like the SB7.
Okay.
Do that, dude, because if you do the channel hop and then you just do the reverb, it's less like all that. It's probably one of my most favorite pieces of equipment.
Oh, nice. It's awesome. I'll definitely look into it because I like yeah.
I'll send you a little video of what I did today just with the SB7 in a graveyard. I'll send you that on Messenger. It's pretty cool.
I love that 7. I could never go wrong. And I understand it's hard for some people to listen to, or they can't pick out the words, but that's my favorite. I just had a lot of luck with it, I guess.
Oh yeah, you would love this one for sure.
I will look it up because I need to get some more different equipment to try out for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's the equipment junkie, so like Derek will definitely push equipment for you to like go get.
It's a very affordable piece of equipment. I'll tell you, it's amazing, man. I just got the XTLR from $30. I mean, it's an SB7, but it's Sam and Colby, and you know what? It works just the same, and I've used it a couple times, and I like it.
Yeah.
Not that it's an expensive piece of equipment. It's pretty good.
So, what is your favorite thing about being in? What's the reason like you cared? Okay. What is the reason for you like in the paranormal? Like,
community and connection. I like bridging the gap between normal people and paranormal enthusiasts, and also the spirit world and our world. I love bridging gaps and connecting and communicating. I'm not really in it for thrills. I mean, if things happen, like I've had like things happen that have scared me, but that's not my goal. I'm just, because when, if I look at who's probably haunting these places, they're people, they were people, humans that lived lives. So definitely, yeah, definitely just communication and community all around. Yeah.
So, so where everybody find you again and be a part of your event and where to look out for your event?
My Facebook profile, Tayham, I think the link is Tayham Paranormal. That's like a hub. Yeah, it's down there. That's a hub for all of my information. I've got, my list of upcoming everything pinned to the top. And then that's where I just post literally everything. I post the funny reels, I post the history reels, and I post, upcoming events and things that I'm hosting or things that I'm attending and that I want people to go to. So definitely Facebook is where it's at. TikTok is just, videos. If you just feel like browsing through some funny stuff that's paranormal investigator related, then TikTok's where to go.
You guys, because Tayham is awesome. Great personality. I love watching the TikToks, and it's fun.
If you think she's fun just from this podcast, she's fun
Yeah.
in general. So you go to one of her events. The TikTok, is Pay Paranormal Archives as well. Like she said, Pay, P-A-Y, Ham, H-A-M-M, Paranormal is the Facebook to look for. So we hope that you have a good night, Kay, and thank you so much for coming on. We love you.
I love y'all too. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad we met when we did, and we're keeping up communication. I love it.
Me too. Well, we're gonna call it a night. Thank you, Kay. And make sure that you guys tune in to next week's podcast every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for our sponsors supporting us. Have a good night, guys.